Hello and welcome to Middle Eastern Thursday. So today, guys, I have a very special video for you because I have 13 fragrances that have no oud and no musk. Now, this is a video that has been requested time and time again, and it did take me a while to go through my entire Middle Eastern fragrances collection and do all my research and verify as much as possible that these fragrances do not have oud and do not have musk. But in addition to that, not only do these fragrances not have oud or musk, but they are also perfect for the spring season. Now, today I am not going to be doing detailed reviews. This is not a review video. This is just me sharing and giving you a certain level of detail, of course, on each fragrance as we go along. I'm also not going to be focused on what they were inspired by. And as I share them with you, I will not be ranking them. So these are not ranked. I'm sharing them in no particular order. But before we jump right in, if this is your first time here, I'm Arahi, and I'm your fragrance concierge because I'm totally committed to creating the best fragrance experience for you. I upload videos multiple times a week, and on this channel, we love to talk about all types of fragrances. So if that sounds like the type of content that you're interested in and like a good plan, then please consider subscribing, give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget, leave a comment. Let's go. All right, so the first fragrance that I want to share with you, and guys, all of these fragrances have been reviewed here on the channel, and some of them actually have been hauled. So if you're interested in getting the full review or more details on any of these fragrances, just enter the name of the fragrance on my channel page in the search bar, and it should bring up all of the videos where I have discussed each fragrance. But anyway, let's go ahead and start with French Avenue Dwani Rabbat. This is an incredibly beautiful, floral, fruity, and woody kind of fragrance that is perfect for the spring season. But not only that, this smells so good, guys. So it's not only that, but it has no oud and no musk. It is unisex, but leaning a tad to the feminine side. And if I'm honest, to me, it's really a tad. You know, some people say that it leans to the feminine side, but for me, it's just a tad. Now, this fragrance has an opening that is very much centered around the note of grapefruit. And you may think, oh, is that going to be a little bit too much, too tart? You know, but no, guys, the opening is just beautiful. It does open with the grapefruit, and it also has some peach. It has some florals and some woodiness in the background. And those florals are really more like white florals. So I tell you, this fragrance is just perfect for the spring season. And of course, you're going to get a fragrance that has no oud and no musk. The next fragrance that I want to share with you is from Swiss Arabian. And this one will not come as a surprise because even though this is not a recent launch fragrance, this is one, guys, that from the beginning, I was so deeply in love with it. And I still am. And I can't wait to use it now during the spring season. It is also one that layers very, very well with other fragrances. This is very non-offensive and of course has no oud and no musk. And I am speaking about Swiss Arabian's Jasmine and Honey. Now, you may recall when I hauled this fragrance, it was an immediate love. This is such an exquisitely, beautiful and perfect for spring kind of fragrance. And of course, the stars of this fragrance are jasmine and honey. And you are going to get that honey note, which brings that sweetness to the fragrance. But the honey note is very smooth. It's very beautiful. It's just like just right. And it balances very well with that dominant note of jasmine, because you do know the jasmine can be a bit overpowering. But this is such a non-offensive fragrance. This is one that is perfect for you to take, you know, if you want to wear it to the office or you want to wear it for a casual or a more formal event. It is just a very versatile and beautiful fragrance that I know that you're really going to enjoy for the spring season. The next fragrance that I want to share with you is one that, you know, I just shared with you, Swiss Arabian's Jasmine and Honey, and I told you that it was such a beautifully simple, non-offensive kind of fragrance that still smells beautiful. But this next one is one that I I do not recommend for the office or, wearing it to any occasion or event where you do not want to be the center of attention, because this is a bold and non-apologetic, beautiful, purple florals focused fragrance. And I am speaking about Riffs Perfumes, and this is Fawah. Now guys, Fawah is the type of fragrance that you really need to allow it to sit, because I'm just going to tell you my little story. So this fragrance was sent to me by Riffs Perfumes, and when I receive it, I opened it, I sprayed it, and I thought to myself, I don't think so. And then I just put it to the side, because I've learned to have patience with certain Middle Eastern fragrances, if not most, and just allow them to bloom. Well, this one has been with me for over 6 months, and I can tell you that when I pulled it the other day, when I did my entire spring, looking up my fragrances for spring, I just could not believe how this fragrance is so incredibly beautiful. Now, I will tell you, this fragrance, this fragrance has a focus on the note of lavender, and it does give me Libre vibes. I don't know if it was inspired by YSL's Libre. I'm just telling you that the lavender note has been done pretty much like it's done in Libre. And at that, the lavender is the star of this fragrance. So if you're not into lavender focused fragrances, then this one is definitely not for you, because this one is all about the lavender. In addition to the lavender, you are going to find other fruity notes. And this is a fragrance that also has a good bit of vanilla. But the vanilla is not the star, it's still the lavender. But the vanilla and the other fruity notes are definitely always in the background of that very dominant lavender. Now, this lavender is wearable and it is beautiful. And this is truly, to me, a unisex fragrance. It does not lean to the masculine or to the feminine side. This is also a fragrance, guys, that I really think is best for late afternoon into evening and late night occasions, because I am telling you, this one is a beast. And there is also a bit of sexiness to it. I give you additional details because I know that I hauled it on the channel, but I can't remember if I did a full review on this one. So I just wanted you to know that I do recommend Fawah, and it is definitely one I am telling you, do not overspray this fragrance, but it has no oud and no musk. The next fragrance that I want to share with you is one that I'm pretty sure last week just reviewed here on the channel. So I'm just going to let you know that this one has no oud and no musk, but I am not going to get into any details because I have a very detailed review that I just completed for you last week. And this one is from Paris Corner, and this is Farah. This fragrance, guys, from the get-go has been such an incredibly beautiful, wearable, perfect for spring kind of fragrance. This is truly a fragrance that you can use for any occasion, day or night, no oud, no musk, and just perfect for the spring season. I know that some of you have tried Farah, and please let us know in the comment section how you like it. What do you think about it? The next fragrance that I have for you is one that I hauled and I reviewed and shared for you last spring. And this fragrance, of course, has been sitting in my collection all this time, and I am ready for it now in the spring season. It is such a beautiful fragrance. And this one is from Autobiography, and it is Oh Boy. Now, Oh Boy is a fragrance, so you know, that there was an original version in different packaging, right? And I thought that when this one came out, it had not been reformulated, but I have to tell you that yes, it was, because so you know, the OG does have musk, but this one does not have oud and does not have musk. And when I tell you, it is perfection for spring. This is so beautiful, guys. And what I love also about this fragrance is that it transitions beautiful to the summer season. It is fruity and sweet and a tad powdery with a very dominant passion fruit note. But compared to other fragrances, I find the passion fruit here to be done a bit smoother, because passion fruit is a note that, while I love it, most of the time is done a bit on the intense side. At least that's been my experience. But here it has been smoothed out beautifully, and the fragrance has some woody notes like on the background that add character to the fragrance. So it's not just a fruity, passion fruit kind of fragrance. It also does have quite a bit of personality. I tell you, this one is perfect for the spring season, for any occasion, and I would say day or night. The next fragrance that I have for you is one that I, of course, have hauled and reviewed here on the channel, but today, in addition to just recommending it as a no oud and no musk fragrance, I am going to give you a maceration update because this fragrance is just perfection. Let me tell you all about it. So this one is Maison Alhambra, and this one is Lovely Cherie. Okay, now I said that I was not going to talk about, that I was not going to focus today on the inspired by of each fragrance. But come on, you can tell by this bottle what it was inspired by. And I do own that fragrance from Tom Ford, but I am here to tell you that this one, this one is my favorite. This right now is, to me, much better than the OG from Tom Ford. And let me tell you why. So the cherry here is so juicy and realistic. It is just a delight. This is a fragrance, of course, that is focused on the note of cherry. The cherry, it's almost like a combination, in my opinion, of like a dark cherry and like a wild, fresh cherry. I'm telling you, because there is such a balance in that note here. And it doesn't have that cough syrup type of cherry scent. Oh no, this is so realistic. This one has been sitting in my collection, guys, for maybe almost a year now. But when I tell you that this is perfection for the spring season. So if you are a cherry, fragrances lover, and, you don't have that Tom Ford fragrance, or you've been looking for a more affordable alternative, well, here's your opportunity, because I tell you, and this one performs beautifully, and it is just a delight. No oud, no musk, and a very juicy, fruity, sweet cherry scent. So this next fragrance is one that I just hauled and reviewed here on the channel maybe a month ago, and this is from French Avenue, and it's Coconut Leche. Now this fragrance is not just for my coconut lovers, but this one is truly also for my tuberose fragrances lovers, because the star here is definitely the coconut, but I am telling you that I am finding that the tuberose is peeking out more and more. Now, the coconut has also improved in this fragrance, not that it wasn't good from the get-go. It was good, but I remember telling you at the time that I just knew that this fragrance needed to sit. I could just tell at this point, guys, there's just something about the way the notes flow and like the entire scent of the fragrance that, at times just gives me that very strong gut feeling that if I allow it to sit, it's going to become something very special. And I am telling you, I really do believe that Coconut Leche is that fragrance. So this fragrance has a ton of vanilla, it has coconut, and it has tuberose. To me, those truly are the key notes that really stick out, at least to my nose, in this fragrance. You have to love a good coconut fragrance. The coconut here is not really very creamy, and it's getting a little bit like a mix of like coconut flake or roasted coconut with like coconut water. That's what it's starting to become. And at the same time, it's ambery, it's a bit nutty, and it's sweet. But I am telling you, every time I pull it, like every week I pull it to see how it's improved, it has started to bloom in other areas that I did not identify when I first hauled it and I reviewed it for you. But I know some of you have picked up this fragrance. Please let us know in the comment section how you feel about it. But overall, guys, this is a very non-offensive, beautiful coconut and tuberose fragrance that has no oud and no musk and is perfect for the spring season. So the next one that I have for you is actually a scented oil or a perfume oil, and it's coming out of the house of Swiss Arabian. And this one is Layali Rouge. Guys, when I tell you, this is truly like fruitiness for spring in a bottle. And what I love about these perfume oils, especially Swiss Arabian, I have several of them, is that You know, if I apply them on my wrist and then I spray it with whatever fragrance I want to use for the day, I tell you, it does seriously improve the performance of the fragrance. So if you have a fragrance that is not doing very well and you're planning to use it for spring, well, this perfume oil is perfection for you to layer and improve its performance and even its scent. Because while this is not a beast performer, and I'll tell you more about that in a minute, it is definitely one that for some reason, when layered with a fragrance, it just makes such a difference. So this perfume oil does have a ton of florals, but it has a ton of fruity notes. And to my nose, while I do pick up on the florals, I primarily pick up on the fruits. Let me tell you some of the fruit notes that you will find in this fragrance. So you're going to get mango, pineapple, papaya, lemon, peach, and coconut. And when I tell you that you are going to pick up on all of those notes, believe me, you are. This is just an incredibly beautiful oil. And I do have a couple of other perfume oils that are, let's call them fruit bombs, but this is not a fruit bomb, because what I'm trying to say is that this has been so perfectly balanced with the florals. And but I think that this one is really not unisex. I think that this is totally feminine, but hey, you can use whatever you want, because if you're a gent and you have a fragrance that is very much a masculine fragrance and you want to like switch it up a bit for the spring season, this perfume oil, like dabbing this perfume oil on your wrist or wherever you're spraying your very masculine fragrance, will definitely add a layer of complexity and fun and fruitiness and a bit of florals to your very masculine fragrance. So it will smooth it out a bit, making it more of a unisex fragrance. The only thing that I don't like much about this perfume oil, and to be honest with you, I find that to be the case with most of my Swiss Arabian perfume oils, is that it only really gets me like 5 to 6 hours if I wear it on its own. Now, if I layer it with a fragrance, as I said before, for some reason, it does perform so much better. But if I wear it on its own, it's really like 5 to 6 hours. So for example, on evenings where, you know, at night, at the end of the day, when I take a shower and I just want something that's just going to soothe me and just make me feel like cozy and happy, this is perfection. This type of oil is perfection, because while you are going to get the scent and the projection is quite strong during the first hour, it's only going to go like 5 to 6 hours. So by the time you wake up, you're ready to apply your fragrance of the day. Now, this next one is one that I did haul and share with you quite a while ago here on the channel. So now when I speak about it, it's almost going to be like a maceration update. But when I tell you that this one I did love from the beginning, but now, oh my goodness, I just can't wait to use it and layer with it during the spring season. But this one is from Mamlakat OUD, and this one is Cotton Malaki. If you may recall, when I shared this fragrance with you, there were two different fragrances, and I will be speaking about the other one in a couple of minutes. But this fragrance, you know, I was like, I don't understand the purpose of this fluffy little thing here, and I still don't understand it. But hey, it's okay. I'm not hating it because the fragrance is great. So this is a fragrance that is all about the mix of white and purple florals. And at that, you are also going to find some exquisitely done fruity notes. Here you have some mango, some blackcurrant, mandarin. It has a citrusy opening that almost immediately starts to introduce the florals, making it perfect for the spring season. This is just an incredibly beautiful fragrance. Now, I don't know if this fragrance was originally designated as a floral fruity gourmand, but that's what it is to me, because at the dry down, guys, you are going to get that floral fruitiness infused with a ton of vanilla, caramel, and tonka. And when I tell you that the dry down is where the magic really happens. This is an incredibly beautiful fragrance, I am telling you, and it is like yummy. So to me, this is a floral fruity gourmand, but it is one that will, for me, at least in my opinion, that will perform perfect for the spring season without being cloying or too stifling or just a bit much. No, it is definitely a gourmand dish fragrance that I think will work for the spring season. So as a thank you for not only being a part of the family, but also for helping me achieve this very beautiful milestone of 15K, I am doing a Middle Eastern fragrances giveaway. I want you to know that I will be announcing the winner sometime next week, and the winner will not necessarily be announced during next week's Middle Eastern Thursday video. Please note that this giveaway is limited to the US, and I will be announcing the winner next week. As I said before, I will actually ask that you reach out to me via DM on Instagram. So please, again, make sure that you are, of course, a part of the fam. You've been watching these videos. Just go ahead and subscribe, turn on all those notifications, and go ahead and follow me on Instagram so that we can chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate every single one of you. Thank you. All right, guys, so now that I've shared the details of the giveaway, let me go ahead and tell you what the Middle Eastern fragrances giveaway will consist of. And I have for you 3 Middle Eastern fragrances. And of course, one lucky fam member will receive all 3 fragrances. I do want to apologize for not being able to include everybody. But guys, in past giveaways, you know that I have opened it up to anywhere in the world, and I was willing to ship it anywhere in the world. But I've encountered so many challenges when trying to do that. So I am going to have to limit to the US, and maybe in the future things will get better and I'll be able to ship it or open it to anywhere in the world. Now, the first fragrance in the giveaway is going to be a Lattafa fragrance, and it is from the Sublime collection. And this one is called Cotton Rouge. And it comes in this beautiful bottle. Now, this is my bottle. The winner, of course, will be getting a brand new fragrance. And I want you guys to know that I did purchase all of these fragrances that I will be doing in this giveaway. So the next fragrance included in this giveaway is one of the recent launches from KHADLAJ. And this one is Cream Velvet. Now, of course, guys, you do know that I do love that fragrance. I just hauled it and reviewed it here on the channel not too long ago. And here is your box, completely sealed. This one is the second fragrance in the giveaway. And guys, last but not least, the fragrance, the third and last fragrance that I will include in this Middle Eastern fragrances giveaway is Paris Corner Marshmallow Blush. Your brand new marshmallow blush. Guys, I just love this box. I mean, look at how beautiful. Isn't that just exquisitely beautiful? I just love not just the fragrance, but the packaging and the entire concept. All right, so that is the giveaway. So the next fragrance that I am going to discuss with you as we continue with the lineup of no oud and no musk is definitely Maison Asrar's Pink Crush. Now, guys, this fragrance is just so incredible. Here you have a lychee and a raspberry that open the fragrance and that pretty much are a part of the entire olfactory journey, and that dry down, you're still going to get them. But in addition to that, you have some patchouli, which brings a certain degree of creaminess to the fragrance, but not much. You have some rose and some woody notes. But altogether, this makes for the perfect spring fragrance. I did recently review it here on the channel, and I can tell you that while it has not had a chance to sit for months in my collection, it is performing really well. And I think that this is one that you would really enjoy for the spring season, and one that you don't have to wait for it to necessarily bloom. Is it going to get better with time? I'm sure it is. But for now, it is just ready to be a beauty for you. If you've picked up Pink Crush and you've had the opportunity to use it, please let us know your opinion in the comments section. So this next fragrance is from Lattafa, and this is one that you guys will very much recall when I hauled it, and I have already reviewed it here on the channel, but this one is Afeef. And I'm sure that you'll remember when I hauled it, because I told you that, you know, we've had so many interesting caps for bottles coming from Lattafa fragrances, but I'm typically okay with them, but this one is so extra. I just don't like it at all. And what really bothers me is that, as I told you before, the bottle to me is just so beautiful, so tasteful, so exquisitely done. And then they've capped it with this, which is like hollow. It's just, I don't like it. But let's talk about the juice, which is what we really care about. Guys, this fragrance is stunning. You may recall when I hauled it that it was an immediate love. And now that it's had a chance to sit several months, I am telling you, this is just exquisitely stunning and perfection for the spring season. Non-offensive, no oud, no musk, just perfection. This fragrance is sweet and woody and fruity, and the florals. It's all about the white florals. I recall telling you that what I picked up was not just a couple of white florals, it's like an entire bouquet of white florals. And at that, the lead within the white florals, at least to my nose, is the orange blossom. You also have a bit of like warm spiciness in this fragrance, courtesy of the note of pink pepper. But when I tell you guys that all in all at the dry down, you are going to get such a beautiful and perfect for spring, beautiful scent. Now this next fragrance, guys, I really had my doubts on including it in this lineup because most of the time it is so hard to get a hold of this fragrance. And if I would have still had a backup bottle, I would have probably included it in the Middle Eastern fragrances giveaway, because sometimes I just feel really bad when I speak about it and then a fam member tells me, well, it already sold out or it has been sold out. But I just need to let you know about this fragrance so that when you do see it available out there, you go ahead and snatch it because it sells out pretty quickly. Let me tell you, this is a Middle Eastern fragrance that in my opinion could compete with the very best of niche and designer. And I am speaking about Le Bois, and this one is Bois de Vanille. To me, this is a must vanilla fragrance for a Middle Eastern fragrances collector, because this is a foundational type of fragrance with this vanilla. Not only can you wear it on its own and you'll be perfectly fine, because it basically, to me, it's bergamot, coconut, and vanilla, right? So it opens citrusy and a tad airy, not fresh, but a tad airy with that bergamot, but the vanilla comes in immediately and lets you know that it is all about vanilla in this fragrance. And then as the journey continues, you are going to pick up on a tad of creaminess coming from coconut, and it is very clear to my nose. This is a fragrance that even though it has coconut, it doesn't have a tropical vibe at all, making it an all year round type of fragrance. And then to top it all off, guys, it has no oud and no musk. So I just really hope that for those fam members that have not been able to get a hold of this bottle, that it does become available. As always, of course, I will include a link to where you can buy it or pick it up in the description box of this video, if I can find it available, because I'm telling you, it's really hard to find. Anyway, guys, Bois de Vanille. Now, the last fragrance that I want to share with you guys is from Paris Corner. And I'm going to go ahead and share with you first the fragrance, and then I'm going to tell you my story with this one. So this one is Khair Confection. Now, guys, wow. Now, this one was inspired by Kayali's Vanilla Candy Rock Sugar. And that is a fragrance that I own, and I love it because honestly, very few people, if any, do not like that fragrance. It's incredible. Now this one has been sitting in my collection for months and months. And when I tell you that it has bloomed in such an incredible way, the performance of this fragrance is stellar. Absolutely stellar. And to my nose, it is a little bit sweeter than the OG, and it does have more of a floral presence, making it perfection for the spring season. Well, this is a candy type of fragrance because you are going to get that candy, right? It is one that's like not stifling, and it's not like a sticky sweet. So there's a certain degree of airiness that goes with it that again makes it perfect for the spring season. Here you are going to find florals, but the one that stands out to my nose is definitely the jasmine. Guys, this smells so good. Do you own this one? If you do, can you please let us know how you feel about it, because this is just incredible. And you're also going to find, of course, a ton of vanilla. You're going to find some whipped cream, pear, if I recall correctly. It is just, oh, and marshmallow. Oh, and that marshmallow note done exquisitely. But when I tell you that this one is a true beauty and perfect for the spring season, not to mention the fact that it's performing incredibly, because it does give me a full day with a strong projection during the first 2+ hours actually. And then it does have a moderate sillage though, but this is a fragrance that of course people are going to notice it on you because it just smells incredible. But of course it also has no oud and no musk. All right guys, so we've reached the end of today's video, and I hope that this was truly enjoyable for you and that I've been able to provide you with a good selection of fragrances that have no oud and no musk. I have to tell you that I am pretty sure that you're going to enjoy most, if not all, of those fragrances, as long as you're okay with the notes that I shared with you, and some of the other notes. You may want to look at the videos where I've reviewed each fragrance in detail if you're interested in any of them, so you can get all of the information. Just know that I have no performance concerns with any of these, and of course they have no oud and no musk, so that makes it so wonderful for so many of you. Anyway, as always, thank you so much for hanging with me today, and I will see you all in the next video.